Hi, thank you for joining me. I'd like to start off with a quote by one of my favorite motivational speakers, Brian Tracy. Confidence is a habit that can be developed by acting as if you already had the confidence you desire to have. Hi, my name is Caitlin McCallum, and I will be discussing assertiveness, shyness, and nonverbal communicative behaviors. Today, I will further discuss the importance of self-perceived assertiveness or shyness and its effects on displaying the important nonverbal cues, nonverbal immediacy, and expressiveness. In this online lecture, I will go over a research study that I found on the relationships of nonverbal immediacy and nonverbal expressiveness, and self-reported levels of assertiveness and shyness. I will also discuss what I found in the study and how I can use this information to better my nonverbal feedback in my interpersonal relationship with my close friend Kelly. The title of the article is Assertiveness, Shyness, and Nonverbal Communicative Behaviors. This article explores the relationship between one's perception of their own shyness or assertiveness and the strength of one's nonverbal immediacy and expressiveness. The terms that we've already gone over in the textbook that I'd like to further explain are assertiveness, shyness, nonverbal immediacy, and nonverbal expressiveness. In the context of this study, assertiveness can be defined as self-expressiveness or being able to stand up for one's own rights. Shyness can be defined as a tendency to avoid social interactions and to fail to participate appropriately in social situations. Nonverbal immediacy can be defined as approach behaviors. They signal availability for communication, and they also communicate interpersonal warmth and closeness. And the final definition we have is nonverbal expressiveness. Nonverbal expressiveness can be defined as nonverbal cues that move, lead, inspire, or captivate others. This relates to the topic of communication style in Chapter 4, which discusses the importance of self-perception and self-concept in interpersonal communication. The researcher's hypothesis is divided into 4 parts. Number 1 being that high assertive individuals will report significantly more nonverbal immediacy than low assertive individuals. Number 2 being that high assertive individuals will report significantly more nonverbal expressiveness than low assertive individuals. Number 3 being that individuals with low levels of shyness will report significantly more nonverbal immediacy than individuals with high levels of shyness. Individuals with low levels of shyness will report significantly more nonverbal expressiveness than individuals with high levels of shyness. The findings for these 4 hypothesis questions were: for hypothesis 1, the researchers found high assertive individuals reported greater degrees of nonverbal immediacy. For hypothesis 2, high assertive individuals reported greater degrees of nonverbal expressiveness. For hypothesis 3, high shy individuals reported lower degrees of nonverbal immediacy. And for hypothesis 4, high shy individuals reported lower degrees of nonverbal expressiveness. The application of this study relates to my life in my interpersonal relationship with my close friend Kelly. She would probably report as self-report as an assertive individual, whereas I would report as a shy individual. I often find myself very self-conscious of my face and body feedback when I'm speaking with her. The new information that I've derived from this article is that most often you self-report as your style of communication, and that makes it subconsciously easier to portray that style. Number 2 being that having self-confidence in your communication style has a lot to do with how you come off to others nonverbally. I think that by applying the information that I've taken from this article, I can try to self-report as more assertive more often. This will make communicating with my friend progressively easier and easier, as I won't be so focused on my nonverbal feedback and conversation over time. So today I briefly discussed the roles of self-perceived assertiveness or shyness and their effects on subconsciously displaying information and important nonverbal communicative cues. To go over what I've just spoken about, in the study that I chose, those who reported as assertive had high levels of nonverbal immediacy and expressiveness, whereas those who reported as shy had lower levels of nonverbal immediacy and expressiveness. To conclude, I'd like to come back to the quote that I had started with. Confidence is a habit that can be easily developed by acting as if you already had the confidence there to begin with. I think this quote can relate to most of us who self-report as shy. The more that we see ourselves as a confident, assertive person, the easier it will be to become that way. Thank you for your time.